Hello everyone. Today we'll be going through Cambridge International AS and A level Mathematics Pure Mathematics 1 Paper 1 970912 October November 2020. Question number 1. The question 1 says the coefficient of x cube in the expression of this is 20. Find the value of the constant k. So for this one we require the powers which are containing uh, second term for. So I will explain this like if we write the question 1 plus kx like this into 1 minus 2x raised to the power 5. For in first step we will just separate this one like 1 into 1 minus 2x raised to the power 5 and plus kx into 1 minus 2x raised to the power 5. So we can write it separately. Then we require x cube terms. So x cube terms, the terms which are containing x cube. So first one, like for example 1 plus kx into 1 minus 2x raised to power 5. So when we multiply 1 with this one, we will get x. So this should be x cube. So third term will be required, and when we multiply this with this, in that case also we'll get x, and for that one we require x square on this one so that we can get ultimately x cube. So basically our target is to get x cube in all the terms. So we can write like for example first will be 5c3. We can expand this one 5c3 and 1 raised to the power 2 and minus 2x raised to the power 3. These terms, this will be the term which will be containing x cube. Next term for the second portion will be k into x and 5c2, because we need x square so that it can multiply with the x and we will get x cube. So we will take 5c2 and 1 raised to the power 3 and minus 2x raised to the power 2. This will be the term which will be containing x cube. Now we can find 5c 5c 5c3 and this will be equal to 10. So we can write here 10 into this will be 1, 10 multiply 1 square will be 1 into minus 2x cube will be minus 8x cube, and this will be the first term which will open, and then this one second term will be kx, and 5c2 will be 5c2 will be equal to 10. So this will be multiplied by 10 and into 1 and minus 2 x square will be plus 4x square, and this one also we can put in brackets. So this will be minus 10 into 8 will be 80. So minus 80 x cube plus 10 into 4 will be 40. So we can write 40kx cubed. Now we can take this, we can take x cube common from these two things, and this implies minus 80 plus 40k is multiplied by this x cube which we have taken common. Now in the question it has given us detail that the coefficient of x cube in the expansion of this is equal to 20. So we can write it as minus 80 plus 40k, which is coefficient of x cube, and according to the information provided in the question this is equal to 20. And further, now we have to just find the value of k. So 40k is equal to 20 plus 80. this will be equal to 100, and k will be equal to 100 divided by 40. 100 divided by 40 we can calculate, which is 100, and divided by 40 will be equal to 2.5. So this is equal to 2.5. This will be our final answer for this question. Hopefully you understood this question. Now we can move to the question number 2. Next question is the first, second, and third terms of a geometric progression are, this is first, this is second, and this one is third term respectively, where p is a positive number, and find the sum of infinity of the progression. So sum of infinity of progression we have to find, and we know that sum of infinity progression formula is we are using a over 1 minus r, where a is equal to first term, and r basically mod, we can write r mod is less than 1. So now first term is provided, first term is equal to 2p plus 6, which is provided over here, and the second term also we can write, second term is also provided, second term is minus 2p, so minus 2p, and the third term which is also given is equal to p plus 2, so we can write p plus 2. Now this is also condition provided that p is greater than 0. Now we can find the common ratio, and how we are finding common ratio, this is represented by r, and this is second term divided by first term, or term divided by the previous term. So we can write term divided by previous term, second term divided by first term, or previous term divided by the first term. So if we take second term is minus 2p, which is provided, and divided by the first term, which is 2p plus 6, and this will be equal to basically third term divided by second term, which is p plus 2, divided by second term will be minus 2p, and we know this is equal to r. Now what we can do, we can cross multiply, and cross multiplication of these two and these two. So this will be minus 2p into minus 2p will be 4p squared is equal to p plus 2. This will be multiplied by 2p plus 6, and now we can simplify, we can open the bracket, so 4p square is equal to 2p squared plus p into 6 will be 6p, plus 2 into 2 will be 4, and p, so 2 into 2p will be 4p, and 2 into 6 will be plus 12. Now further we can just simplify, one more step we can simplify. This will be, we can shift everything to one side, so it will be 4p square minus 2p squared and minus 10p minus 12 is equal to 0. Now we can this is basically p squared. So 4p squared minus 2p squared will be 2p squared minus 10p minus 12 is equal to 0. And further we can take 2 common, and we can write 2 into p squared minus 5p minus 6 is equal to 0. And we know 2 is not equal to 0, so we will leave that one, and we will write p square minus 5p minus 6 is equal to 0. This is quadratic equation in terms of p, and we can solve this quadratic equation, and mode 5 3, and coefficient of p square is 1, and p is minus 5, and minus 6 is constant, so this will be giving us 6 and minus 1. So we can write p minus 6 and p plus 1. This will be the factorization, and this implies p minus 6 is equal to 0 or p plus 1 equal to 0. So this implies p is equal to 6 or p is equal to minus 1. And as in question they have provided that p is a positive number, so here in the answer we are getting minus p, so we can leave this uh, value and our answer will be p is equal to 2. This will be our final answer for this question. Basically this is the p, we have to find the term, so this is not the final answer, this will be replaced, this p value will be replaced in um, a value. We can find a value. A is what? A is first term, which is 2p plus 6. So this a value will be replacing in this a value. We can find p value. A value is equal to 2p plus 6, and we will be replacing p by 6. So 2 into 6 plus 6, this will be equal to 12 plus 6, which is equal to 18. And now this is our a value, and s infinity, which we have written formula earlier also, which is a over 1 minus r, and a is 18 and 1 minus r we found over here, which is uh, r value. Basically we can find our value also. So we have second term over first term, so I will be forming this one. R value is equal to p plus 2 over minus 2p, and we can replace here p as 6, so 6 plus 2 over minus 2 into 6, so this will be equal to 8 over minus 12. Further we can simplify, this will be 4 2s are 8 and 4 3s are 12, so this will be minus 2 over 3. This r value we can replace over here, so 1 minus 2 over 3, and we can use calculator to solve this one, and this will be 18 divided by 1 minus, in brackets we can write minus 2 over 3, and bracket will be closed, and this will be equal to 10.8. So s infinity will be equal to 10.8. This will be final answer for this question. Hopefully you understood this question. Now we can move to the next question, and next question is question number 3, which is a 5 marks question. The equation of the curve is y is equal to this one, where m is a constant, and the equation of a line is provided as this one. Show for all values of m, the line intersects the curve at two distinct points. This is what we have to show. So what we will do, we can write down we will equalize the equation, as basically the curve and the line are intersecting. So we can equate the equation 6x plus y, this is equation of line, 6x plus 4, basically 6x plus 4 is equal to this one, which is 2x squared plus m into 2x plus 1, and we can open the bracket and we can simplify. This will be 6x plus 4 is equal to 2x squared plus 2mx plus m, and further we can shift everything to one side, so 2x squared and plus 2m 2m x minus 6x terms we are combining, and plus m plus minus 4, so plus m minus 4 is equal to 0. Now we can take x common from these two terms, and it will become 2x squared and plus 2m minus 6, and inside and outside will be x, and plus we can just write this as m minus 4 is equal to 0. Now this is basically quadratic equation in terms of this one x. So they are saying that the equation of the curve is this one, and m is the constant, the equation of the line. So we will be checking basically for two distinct points, two distinct roots. We know that discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac, should be greater than 0. So this is basically the condition which we will be, which we know for distinct roots. So we will be checking b square minus 4ac. B is 2m minus 6, so b square minus 4a is 2, and c is m minus 4. So this will be our discriminant. So discriminant, we can open this square, this will be 4m squared, and plus this will be 36, 6 square will be 36, and minus 6 into 2 will be 12, 12 into 2 will be 24, 24m. And similarly this one also we can open, minus 8m, and plus this will be 32, and this will be further we can basically combine them, 4m square and minus 24 minus 8 will be minus 32m, and plus 36 plus 32 will be plus 68. Now we can move the page. So this is basically quadratic equation. So we can basically uh, this one completing square method we can use. So for completing square we can just take 4 common first. So it remaining will be what? Remaining will be m square minus 8m and plus 68 divided by 4. So 68 divided by 4 will be equal to 17. So we can write here 17 plus 17, and now we can complete square. So x minus this will be 8 over 2 square, uh, and what we can do, this is minus 8 over 2 square also, and plus 17. This is how we have completed square, and then we can write it as m minus 8 by 2 mean m minus 4. So m minus 4 squared, and this value we can simplify, it is minus 8 over 8 divided by 2, and this will be taken as square, or you can write 4 squared. I'm just writing for your understanding. So this will be 17, and this will be equal to 1. So plus 1 will be written like this one. So this will be m4. This is square. If you see this portion is a square. So square plus 1 will be greater than 0. So we can write m minus 4 squared is greater than 0. So this will be what? Uh, this will be, the total term will be greater than 0 because 1 is also greater than 0. So we can write m minus 4 square plus 1 is greater than 0. So this implies discriminant, which is b square minus 4ac, is also greater than 0. So hence this is having two distinct roots. So we can write answer, hence two distinct roots. This will be our final answer for this part. Next we can move to question number 4. The sum of Sn of the first n terms of an arithmetic progression is given by this one. the kth term in the progression is greater than 200. So find the smallest possible value of k. Let us suppose A, B, and C be the first three terms. Be the first three terms of AP arithmetic progression. So Sn is provided. Sn is equal to n squared plus 4n, and now we can find first term, second term. Like for example, for n is equal to 1, not first second term, for sum of this one, s1 will be equal to what? S1 will be equal to 1 plus 4, which is equal to 5. So our a will be equal to 5. And now we can write s2 for n is equal to 2, for n is equal to 2. We can write s2 is equal to 2 squared and plus 4 into 2, and this will be what? This will be 4 plus 8, which is equal to 12. So um, B is second term. So first three term, B is the second term. So B is equal to what? B is equal to first term, uh, basically 12 minus second term minus first term. B minus A, sorry, B minus A, which is 5, but we will write B, 12 minus A, so which is equal to 12 minus 5, which we can write as 7. So B value will be 7. Now we can write the UN we know formula is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. This will be the formula for finding n terms. So we can write kth term, uk is equal to a plus k minus 1 into d, and d we can find d is equal to what? 7 minus 5, which is b minus a, second term minus first term. So this will be equal to 2, and this value of 2 we will utilize over here. So uk will be equal to what? uk will be equal to a plus k minus 1 into 2, we can write here, and it is provided in the question that it is greater than 200. So we will write this one as greater than 200 like this. So now we have to just simplify. A is 5, so 5 plus k k minus 1, so we can multiply 2k minus 2 is greater than 200, greater than symbol will be like this. So 2k, and this will be 3, so it will be greater than 200, and 200 minus 3, 200 minus 3, so 2k is greater than 197, and k will be equal to what? K will be equal to 197 divided by 2, and this will be basically k is greater than, not this one, and we can divide 197 divided by 2 will be equal to 98.5. So k is equal to 98.5. This will be the k value uh, which is required, but greater than, this will be k is greater than 98.5, but we need the rounded value. So k we can take bigger than 98.5 will be what? 99 we can take this. So this will be the value which is required. Now we can move to next question, which is question number 5. And first part, function f and g are defined. F is this one, g is also defined. Find the value of f g of 7. So first we'll write g of 7. So g of 7 is equal to what? In the function of g of x, 4 over, we can replace 7 by x. So 7 plus 1, this will be equal to 4 over 8, which is equal to 1 by 2. So this will be our g of 7. Now we have to find f of g of 7. So this will be equal to basically f of 1 by 2. So in function f of x, this one we will be replacing x by 1 by 2. So it will be 4 into 1 by 2 minus 2, which is equal to 2 minus 2, which is equal to 0. So this will be 1 mark question which we have done. Now B part, find the values of x for which f inverse of x is equal to g inverse of x. So we will write f of x is provided this one. So f of x, or we can write y is equal to 4x minus 2, and in case of g of x we can write g of x is equal to 4 over x plus 1. So I have copied both the functions. Now we can take the inverses, and this will be we can make x as subject. So 4x will be equal to y plus 2, and x will be equal to y plus 2 divided by 4. And now we can swap x and y. So y is equal to x plus 2 over 4, and this is basically our f inverse of x. And now we can find g inverse of x. For g inverse of x, we can also write y is equal to 4 over x plus 1. And next what we can do, we can make x as subject. So x plus 1 will be equal to 4 over y, and 1 we can shift to the side. So x is equal to 4 over y minus 1, and this will be basically our g inverse of x. This first we will have to swap. So y is equal to 4 over x minus 1, and this will be our g inverse of x. After finding these two inverses, like for example this one and this one, after finding these two inverses we will equalize them, because they have provided this condition. So we can equalize them. um, so we will write like x plus 2, which is f inverse of x, right? Not f dash of x. I have written f dash of x. This should be f inverse of x basically. So this will be our value. Now x plus 2, x plus 2 over 4, which is f inverse of x, is equal to g inverse of x, which is 4 over x minus 1. And we can cross multiply like this and this will be equal to what? This will be we can equalize before. Okay, so before cross multiplication we can simplify this side, which can be written as this will be x plus 2 over 4 is equal to, we can take x LCM, so it will be 4 minus x. Now we can cross multiply and solve. So this and this, so it will be x squared plus 2x. So I'll change the color. So it will be x squared plus 2x is equal to 16 minus 4x. So we can form the quadratic equation. X square plus 2x plus 4x will be 6x minus 16 is equal to 0, and we can use mod 5 3, and coefficient of x square is 1 and coefficient of x is 6, and minus 16 is constant. So this will be 2 and minus 8. So x minus 2 and x plus 8 will be our factors, and we can write answer will be what? Answer will be x is equal to 2 and x is equal to minus 8. These will be basically the two values which we were supposed to find. Now we can move to the next question, which is question number 6. Trigonometric functions. This is the given which we have to prove the identity. And left hand side we can take left hand side, which is equal to 1 over cos x minus tan x. I will write sine x over cos x. So this one, and 1 over sine x plus 1. This is our left hand side. Now we can take LCM on this side. This will be cos x will be LCM, and this one will be 1 minus sine x on top numerator, and this one we will put in brackets, and this will be LCM of this side will be sine x, and this will be 1 plus sine x, this one. Now we know formula like what is the formula? A square minus b square is equal to a plus b into a minus b, and by this formula we can write these two numerators, 1 minus sine x and 1 plus sine x. We can write 1 square minus sine square x and divided by this will be sine x cos x, sine x cos x. Now 1 minus sine square x will be equal to cos square x, and this will be divided by sine x and cos x. Which formula we have used over here? Formula is 1 minus sine square theta is equal to cos square theta. This is the formula which we have used over here. Now we can cancel these cos x with this square, and remaining will be what? Remaining will be cos x over sine x, x missing over here. Now this is what? This is um, we can rewrite it as 1 over sine x over cos x, and which is equal to 1 over tan x, which is equal to right hand side. So we can write left hand side is equal to right hand side, which is proved. Hopefully you understood this part. Now B part of this question is 2 marks, and we have to basically prove that this one is equal to 210 and this one. So solve the equation. Basically we have to solve this equation. So we know that left hand side, we in part 1 we have proved that left hand side is 1 over tan x, and right hand side we can take from here 2 tan square x, and range is 0 to 180 degree. So we can cross multiply, so it will be 2 tan 2 tan of tan cube x is equal to 1. So tan cube x will be equal to 1 by 2. So we can write it as tan x will be equal to cube root of 1 by 2, and x will be equal to tan inverse of cube root of 1 by 2, and we can find this will be mod 1, and tan inverse, so shift tan of cube root will be this one, and fraction will be 1 over 2, and we can put bracket over here, and this will be equal to 38.4. So this will be equal to 38.4 degrees, and one angle we got this. Now we need the second angle also, which is if we try to understand for this angle. So this will be our coordinate axis, and say this is the coordinate axis roughly drawn. So tan theta will be this one, so ACTS, and tan is positive in this one, which is 38.4, and tan will be positive in this quadrant also, so we can take this one 180 plus 38.4. So 180 plus 38.4 will be what? Second angle. To find the second angle we will write 180 plus 38.4. So this is already there. So plus 180 will be equal to 218. So it will be equal to 218.4. But the range is from 0 to 180, so we will leave this angle. We will not be taking this angle, so our answer will be this one which we have found over here. Now we can move to the next question, question number 7, which says the point 4 and 7 lies on the curve y is equal to f of x, and it is given that f dash of x is equal to this one. A point moves along the curve in such a way that the x coordinate is increasing at a constant rate of 0.12 units per second. Find the rate of increase of y coordinate when x is equal to 4. So rate of change of x coordinate with respect to time is given, which is dx by dt, which is equal to 0.12, which is provided over here. Now what we can do, f dash of x is also provided, this one, so we can write here f dash of x is equal to 6x raised to power minus 1 by 2 and minus 4x raised to power minus 3 by 2. Now we can find basically, first we will find f dash of 4. F dash of 4 will be replacing x by 4, so 6 into 4 raised by minus 1 by 2 minus 4 into 4 raised by minus 3 by 2, and we can calculate this value. This will be 6 into 4 and raised to the power will be fraction 1 over 2, and next we can write minus 4 into 4 raised to the power will be again fraction, and this is basically minus 1 by 2. I will correct that one later. So minus 3 over 2, and we have to change sign of this one as minus. Okay, now we can calculate this. This is equal to 2.5. So this value is 2.5. Now this is done. Next is what? dy over d dy over dt is equal to what? dy over dx multiply by dx over dt. This is our chain rule which we will be applying. So dx by dt value we have, and dy over dt is this derivative which we found, which is 2.5. So we can write here dy over dt is equal to dy over dx, which is 2.5 into dx by dt, which is 0.3, and 3 I will write properly like this. So this will be 2.5 multiplied by 0.3, and this will be equal to 0. Basically 0 point not 3, dx by dt is basically not 0.3, it is 0.12. 0.12. Why I'm writing 0.3, I don't know. So we can rectify this. This will be 0.1 and 2, and this will be equal to 0.3. This will be basically equal to 0.3. This will be our final answer for this part A. Now we can move to part B, find the equation of the curve. Now derivative is provided, which is given over here, this value. So we will integrate this one. F dash of x is equal to, we can write here f dash of x is equal to um, 6 x raised to the power minus 1 by 2 minus 4 x raised to minus 3 by 2. This is the given equation, function, and the derivative of the function. So we can take integral y dy dx. Basically integral y dx is equal to what? This will be 6, we can write outside. So integral x raised to minus 1 by 2 dx minus 4 integral x raised to minus 3 by 2, and this will be also dx. Now integral of this side will be y, and this will be equal to 6, and x raised to the power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 will be 1 by 2, and divided by 1 over 2 will be this one, and minus 4, and this will be x raised to minus 3 by 2 plus 1 will be x raised to the power minus 1 by 2, and this will also be divided by minus 1 by 2 and plus constant, integral constant c. Now after writing this one, we can simplify. This will be basically why we are dividing this. Okay, yeah, so this will be 12. So 6 into 2 will be 12, so we can write it 12 x raised to 1 by 2 plus, this will be plus because this is minus 1 by 2 in denominator, which will make minus 4 as plus, so this will be 4 into 2 will be 8 x raised to the minus 1 by 2 plus c, and this is point is what? Point is 4 and 7. This one 4 and 7 point is given, so we will replace that point. So 7 is equal to, we can write at 4 and 7. So 7 is equal to 12 into 4 raised by 1 by 2 plus 8 into 4 raised by minus 1 by 2 plus c, and rest is just simplification, and we can write c is equal to 7 minus 12 into 4 raised by 1 by 2 minus 8 into 4 raised by minus 1 by 2, and this will be what we can simplify, 7 minus 12 into 4 4 raised to the power 1 by 2, I will write 0.5, and minus 8 into 4 and raised to the power minus 0.5, and this will give us minus 21. So C value will be minus 21, which we replace over here, and the final equation which we will get is what? Not in this one, better to replace over here because this is simplified answer. So we can write y is equal to 12x raised to 1 by 2 plus 8x raised to minus 1 by 2 and minus 21, which is c value, and this will be our final answer for this question. Hopefully you understood this. Question number 8, diagram is provided. Angle A is theta radian, this side is R, and this side is also R. In the diagram, ABC is an isosceles triangle with AB is equal to BC is equal to R. Both sides are R, and the angle BSC is equal to theta radians. The point D lies on AC, and ABD is a sector of the circle with center A. Express the area of the shaded region in terms of R and theta. We have to express the area of the shaded region basically. So we can apply sine formula for area of triangle. So that will be what? 1 by 2 into AB. So area of triangle, we know area of triangle formula. I will write AB, area is equal to half into AB sine C. So this will be the formula which we will be using. So half into A is R and other side is also R, and sine of theta radian, or sine will be basically, sine will be, we will be taking sine of this angle. So if this is theta, this is theta, opposite sides, these two opposite sides are theta. So this will be 1, this will be pi minus 2 theta. So instead of theta, we will take this angle pi minus 2 theta. Now you understand why we are taking pi minus 2 theta, because this is pi radian, theta radian, and this is also theta radian. So these two angles are adding up to 2 theta. So pi minus 2 theta. Now we have formula like sine A plus B. Sine A minus B. Uh, Sine A minus B is equal to what? This is equal to sine A cos B, sine A cos B, and minus cos A sine B. This will be the formula which we will be using over here. Now next we can write it as 1 by 2 r squared, and we can write separately sine of pi, sine A, sine A cos B. So cos B will be cos of 2 theta, minus cos A mean cos of pi, and sine of 2 theta. We have applied this formula. Now this portion we know is sine pi is 0, so this value will be 0. So next step we will write 1 over 2 r square, and first will be, this one will be 0, and the second will be minus, this will be cos pi is minus 1, so minus 1 sine of 2 theta. Now next will be 1 by 2 r square, and minus minus plus, so sine 2 theta. This will be area of the triangle. So we can write this is area of triangle basically. Now we have to find the area of sector, and area of sector will be this white portion, so we'll subtract that white portion from area of triangle, and we will get the answer of the area of the shaded part. So area of sector, we know area of sector formula is equal to 1 by 2 r square theta, and we can subtract it from this one. So area of shaded region, area of shaded region will be equal to what? This will be equal to area of triangle, which is 1 by 2 r square sine of 2 theta, which is this one, minus area of sector, which is 1 by 2 r square theta. Now these two values will, this will be basically the area of shaded region, because we don't have values, so this is in terms of r and theta which is required. So we are done with this part. Now we can move to the next part, which is saying in the case where r is equal to 10 and theta is equal to 0.6, find the perimeter of the shaded region. So I have copied that triangle over here so that we can refer to this one. The same, this is not in original question paper, I have copied from above so that we can quickly refer this. So we can write arc BD. Arc BD will be equal to what? R theta, we know this is the formula, and R value is 10 and theta value is 0.6. So this will be equal to 6 centimeter. This will be BD arc. Now AC is equal to what? AC is equal to 2R cos theta. So 2R cos theta. This will be basically AC arc, is not AC arc. AC length will be equal to 2R cos of this theta. So AC we can find basically AC square by cosine rule. AC square is equal to what? AC square is equal to other two sides square which are r, so r square plus r square, this is the cosine rule which I am applying, minus 2 into r square cos of theta pi minus 2 theta, and this will be by cosine rule. Now r, we know r value is 10, so 10 square will be 100 plus r square will be 100 minus 2 into r square, which is no, which will become 200 cos of pi minus 2 theta, means theta is 0.6 provided, so this will write 2, I will write here 2 into 0.6 and bracket will be closed over here. Now AC, this is value of AC squared, so AC squared we can write it as, this will be 200. Basically we can use calculator and directly we can find this one, so no need to simplify. 100 plus 100 minus 200 and cos of, basically we have to change mode basically first, this is degree, so shift mode and this should be the radian mode, and now we can use this 100 plus 100 minus 200 cos of what, cos of pi, pi will be this one, and minus this will be bracket 2 into 0.6 and two brackets closed, and this will be 270 2.47, so 272.47, and we can find value of AC by taking square root of this, so square root of answer will be equal to 16.5067, so this is equal to 16.5067, and now we can find basically AC is this one, and DC also we can find, DC will be equal to 2r cos theta, so we can move page a little above, so we can write DC is equal to 2r cos of theta minus r, so this will be 2r cos of theta, the total length AC, minus r, because this side is also r, this side from here to here d, AD is basically r, so AD will be subtracted, so DC will be, basically we can understand DC is equal to AC minus AD, this is what we are using over here, so DC is equal to 2r theta, DC is equal to 2r cos theta minus r, which is equal to 2 into r value is 10 and cos of theta will be 0.6 and minus 10, and this can be simplified. This will be 2 into 10 will be 20 cos of 0.6 bracket close minus 10, and this will be resulting to 6.5, basically this will be 6.50, 6.50 6, this one. Now perimeter we can find, we found all the sides, so we can find the perimeter, so perimeter we can write P is equal to what, so P is equal to, I'll have to dislink this, so P is equal to 10, one side is 10 plus 6 plus 6.506, these are basically the values which we have already found over here, so one side is, this side is two sides are R, so 10 perimeter of the shaded region, basically this will be 10 6 plus 6.05, so one is this one and two values are 10 and 6, so we have done basically this part, just we have to, 6 is over here, arc we found over here. So arc BD and DC, and the other side is 10. So these three values we'll have to just add, and this will give us the answer. So we can write 10 plus 6 plus 6.50, sorry, 6.506, and this will be equal to 22.5. So we can write here 22.5. This is our final answer. Hopefully you understood this question as well. Now we can go through question number 9. Question number 9 says a particle has center at point B, which is having coordinates 5 and 1, and A has these coordinates -1 and -2 on the circle. Find the equation of circle, and we need R radius. So radius will be equal to AB. So AB distance will be the radius, because one point is at the center and the second point is on the circle. So AB will be equal to, we can write 5 minus B coordinate will be first. So 5 minus -1 squared, and plus this will be 1 minus -2 squared. This one under root, this will be basically AB length, and we can write this one as 5 plus 1 will be 6, so this will be 6 squared, and plus this will be 3 squared, and under root, and this will be 6 square. We can find this one, square root of 6 squared plus 3 squared, and this will be equal to basically 6 square plus 3 square. We can write like this, 3 under root 5, or we can write 5, this one will be 36. Otherwise we can do this one, 36 plus 9, which is equal to 45 under root. This one also is, you can write, or you can write 3 under root 5, it's the same thing. So I'm writing this one now. Because we will be using under root format, so I have kept over here. Then we can use the circle formula, like for example x minus 5. Like if we draw a circle like this one, if I draw a small circle for explanation, so what we can do, we can have a like center. This is the center, for example, and this is having uh, this is B part, this is 5 and 1, and coordinates of this A are what, -1 and -2. So now we can write this x minus 5, we are taking coordinate of this one B, and this will be squared plus y and -1 squared of this point, and this is equal to r squared. So this we can simplify this further. So basically r value we will be replacing r square value. This is basically um, r squared. So x minus 5 squared plus y minus 1 squared is equal to r squared, which is under root 45 square, which will be equal to 45, and this will be basically the equation of the circle which we were supposed to find. Now B part is this one, point C is such that, now this is also require a little attention. Point C is such that AC is diameter of the circle. Point D has coordinates of this one. Show that DC is a tangent to the circle. So what we can do, we can again draw a circle for explanation. So I will erase this to take this one, and now we can draw a shape and circle, and this is, for example, a circle. For your explanation I have drawn this, and this is the point B, and we can take this one, like for example say this is the diameter, and this is point A, this is B, and this point is C, and uh, this radius is basically, we can go through this. This is a B is having coordinates 5 and 1, and this is having coordinates of -1 and -2. These two coordinates are already given. If we check, the difference of x value is 5 and -1, so it is having um, the difference of 6 points. So we will add 6 in 5, so we'll get 11, and y value will be basically, so we can write this 11, and difference between the other coordinate is basically 3, so we can add 3 in 1 also, so it will be 4. So 11 and 4 will be the coordinates of C, and now um, we can find the gradient of this. Like for example, m1, we can take gradient which is equal to what, 16. We can find the basically, this is the point they have given D, so we can draw the tangent, and tangent will be like this one, and tangent they are giving, they are saying point is 6, this one, so we can take this point as 5 and 16. This is basically the point. So y2, we are finding the gradient between uh, D and C. So gradient of DC is equal to 16 minus 4, 16 minus 4 divided by y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So x2 will be 5 minus x1 will be 11, and this will be equal to 12 over minus 6, which is equal to minus 2. So gradient of DC will be equal to minus 2, and now we can find the gradient of the other side. So this will be basically, we can extend this a little, so we can find the gradient at this point. There is another point which is over here, so this is basically the point E, and this E point will be having coordinates like so we can have these coordinates also. It will be basically, if we draw exact drawing as is required, so we will be reducing this. For your explanation, I'll redraw this a little over here, so it is up to this one like this, and this will be touching this point, so D will be over here. So I will move this D over here. This is 5 and 16, and this side we can find the coordinates of this one will be basically -1 and 4 will be the coordinates. uh, how we will reach to this one, because radius, this is also radius, this one is radius, so x value will be having difference of 4, so 5, basically 6 will be the difference, so 5 minus 6 will be -1 value, and this is equal to this 4, the other value y will be 4. Now we can find m2 also. M2 gradient of this one will be uh, 1. We will be checking gradient for the center and this point E point and B points. Basically this is gradient of BE, I will write here for you, and this is CD, gradient of this, gradient of this. So M2 will be 1 minus 4 y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is basically this will be this should be 11 over here, because we are adding basically uh, this, 6 in 5. If we add this one, 11 and 4, basically this will be EC, not BC. This will be EC. So it will be 1 minus 4 and 5 minus 11. And now we can find this will be minus 3 over minus 6, which is equal to 1 by 2. So this gradient will be 1 by 2. Now we'll have to show that these two lines, like for example DE is perpendicular, DE, this one, this is perpendicular to this one. This is what we have to show basically. And for that one we will take the gradient m1 into m2, we will show is equal to minus 2 into 1 by 2, and both gradients are resulting into minus 1. So radius BC, so we can write radius BC is perpendicular to DC. DC, basically this is perpendicular to DC. So what we have done, we have found basically this is CD and BC, basically not EC, this will be BC. So we found the gradient of BC, and this one we missed. So if I highlight in red, so BC is this one and D this one. So we have found the gradient between these two sides, and this is minus 1. So we can write radius BC is perpendicular to DC. This implies, and we know that these are if radius is perpendicular to the tangent, so it will be making an angle of 90 degree, and DC will be tangent to the circle. If radius is perpendicular to a tangent to a line which is touching the circle, so DC will be, this implies DC is tangent to the circle, tangent to the circle, this one. This is done. Now C part, the other tangent from D, the other tangent from D to the circle touches the circle at E. Find the coordinates of E. Basically these coordinates which we have written over here, this one minus 1 and 4, we have to find. And how we have found these coordinates I'll explain. And so we can refer to this drawing. We can write DC in terms of vectors. D point and C point I will be copying. So D is 5 and 16 and C is 11 and 4. So DC, I will write D is what? D is, D point is 5 and 16, 5 and 16, and C is 11 and 4. 5, 16, 5, 16, and C is 11 and 4. Yeah, now we can find, we can write DC. DC will be written like this one. So this will be C value first. So 11 minus x coordinate of D, which is 5, and similarly 4 minus 16, and this will be resulting to 6 and minus 12, 6 and minus 12. So these will be the coordinates. Then we can similarly write DE also. So DE, D, for DE we require E coordinates also. So E will be what? DE will be equal to 5 and 16. This is basically and 5 minus 6, and 16 minus 12. This will be D and E difference, so D and E. So 5 and 16 and minus 6 and 12. So minus 6 and 12 will be basically uh, D value will be 5 and 16 and E value will be minus 6 and 12. So minus 6 and 12 will be how we reach to minus 6 and uh, minus 6 and 12 we can reach from here, like for example 4 units. It will be a difference of 4 units and 6 units, so this will be we can write this equal to 5 minus 6 will be minus 1 and 16 minus 12 will be 4. So these coordinates will be 1 and 4. Hopefully you understood this part as well. Now we can move to the next question, which is question number 10. The diagram shows part of the curve y is equal to this one minus x, and its minimum point is m. This is the minimum point which lies on the x-axis. Find expression for dy by dx, second order derivative also, and integral y dx. So we will be writing the equation, and we first of all will be taking derivative. So equation is this: y is equal to 2, and denominator we can write as negative power, so 2x raised by minus 2 and minus x. So this is our y value. Now we can write dy over dx. Derivative will be equal to 2 constant as it is, and this power we will write first, so minus 2 into 3 minus 2x raised by minus 2 minus 1 will be minus 3 into derivative of whatever inside will be minus 2, and minus derivative of x will be 1, so 1 over here. Now we can simplify. This will be 2 into 2 will be minus 4 into 2 will be 8, so this will be 8 into 3 minus 2x raised to the power minus 3 and minus 1. So we can finally write it as 8 over 3 minus 2x raised to the power 3 minus x, and this will be basically the derivative. After writing the first order derivative, we have to find the second order derivative. Second order derivative mean derivative of derivative, so d2y over dx squared will be equal to we can basically take this equation and we will be taking derivative of this. So 8 into 3 minus basically first we will have to pull power also, so minus 3 into 3 minus 2x raised to the power minus 3 minus 1 will be minus 4, and constant will be 0, and into derivative of this will be minus 2. So now we can rewrite this as 8 into 3 will be 24 minus 24 into minus 2 will be plus 48. So 48 and divided by 3 minus 2x raised to the power 4. This will be second order derivative. Now first order derivative is done, second order derivative is done, and next thing which we have to do is integral y dx. So integral y dx will be equal to what? Integral of 2 and 2 integral 3 minus 2x raised by minus 2 dx and minus integral of x dx. This is basically this equation. We have taken this equation and written its integral. Hopefully you are understanding everything. Now we can write this integral. This will be equal to uh, 2 as it is, and this will be 3 minus 2x raised power minus 2 plus 1 will be minus 1 divided by this will be basically power this one minus 1 into derivative of this will be minus 2. Whatever inside is having derivative minus 2. Similarly, minus derivative of x will be what? 1 by 2x squared, basically x square over 2, and plus integral constant c. Now we can rewrite this as this minus minus will be plus, and 2 will be cancelled. This 2 and 2 will be cancelled, and minus will be cancelled, and we can write it as 1 over 3 minus 2x, this one, and minus 1 over 2x squared plus c. This will be basically the integral which is required. So we have done first order derivative, second order derivative, as well as integral also. Now B part, find the calculation, the find by calculation the x coordinates of m. And where is m? M is over here. This is basically at x-axis and the minimum point. So we can put because this is the minimum point, so dy over dx, we will replace dy over dx is equal to 0, because gradient will be 0, so we will replace 8 over 3 minus 2x cubed minus 1. This is our first derivative which we found over here, this one, 8 minus this one. So we have replaced this equal to 0, and we will solve this one. So 8 over 3x minus 2x raised to the power 3, and this is basically equal to 0, so we can write this equal to 1. Now cross multiplication, 3x minus not 3x, this is only 3, so 3 minus 2x, 3 minus 2x, 3 minus 2x cube is equal to 8, and we can take cube root on both sides. So 3 minus 2x is equal to 2. Cube root of 8 will be 2, and 2x we can shift to other side, is equal to 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. So x will be equal to 1 by 2. This will be basically the answer for this part. This is 2-mark question. Yes, 2-mark question. No, this is C part. Find the area of the shaded region bounded by the curve and the coordinate axis. So we have to find this shaded area. For that one, we are taking integral dx, basically integral y dx, and limits of integral will be from 0 to 1 by 2. So 0 to 1 by 2 we will be taking integral. So we can write here 0 to 1 by 2, and this will be equal to what? This will be equal to 1 over 3 minus 2x. This is the integral value which we have already calculated. I'm taking that value. This will be from 0 to 1 by 2. Now we'll have to just replace this. Um, how we have taken basically 1 by 2. This is y-intercept over here. This one, if we replace x is equal to basically 0, so we will get x is equal to 0 will be 1 by 2. It's basically, yeah, 1 by, so what we can do, we can now further replace the values. So this will be 1 over 3. This is equal to 1 over 3 minus 2 into 1 by 2, and minus 1 by 2 squared over 2, and this will be our basically first value. And second value, if we replace 0, we will get 1 over 3 minus this will be 0, and this one, if we simplify by the help of calculator, we can simplify. This will be 1 over 3 minus, basically we can solve it mentally. We can cancel this 2 and 2. This will be 3 minus 2 will be 1, so it will be 1 over 2. So we can rewrite this one as 1 over 2 minus this one will be 1 by 4, so 1 over 8, and minus this will be 1 over 3. We can simplify now. This will be 1 over 2 and minus 1 over 8 and minus 1 over 3, and this is equal to 1 over 24. Even we can write here 1 over 24, and this will be our answer for this part. Now we can move to question number 11. Question number 11 says a curve has equation y is equal to this one with the range 0 to pi. State greatest and least value of y. So greatest and least value, we can write y is equal to 3 into cos of 2, and lower value will be 0 and plus 2, and this implies what? This implies this cos 0 will be 1, so 3 plus 2, so this implies y is equal to 3 plus 2, which is equal to 5. So maximum value can be 5, and the other value which we can replace, y is equal to 3 into cos of 2 into, we can replace as pi by 2 will be the maximum value, so will be 0. Basically pi by 2, we can replace pi by 2 for the minimum value, so plus 2, and this will give us y is equal to minus 3 plus 2, which is equal to minus 1, and this will be our minimum value. Hopefully you got this. Now next is sketching curve. This graph I have added. Basically this is not there in the question, so for explanation I have added I have written this one because it's a little difficult to draw with this, so I have taken sketch of this. So sketch the graph of y is equal to 3 cos 2x minus plus 2, and this will be 0 to pi, x will be 0 to pi. So what we can do, we can replace in this x is equal to 0. Basically you can, the easiest way you can apply, you can write this one, basically 3 cos of 2x plus 2, so you can write 2, and this will be x, 2x, and bracket close, and plus 2, and you can solve, we can calculate for x is equal to basically 0, and x is equal to 0 will give you 5 value, so you will get this point. This one is basically 5 value. Now you can calculate for pi by 2, so calculate uh, for pi over 2 divided by 2, this will be giving you minus 1, so this point is minus 1 which you are getting. Now in between pi by 2 and 0, we can take pi by 4 also, so calculate for pi over 4, and this will be equal to 2, so we can get this point also. Similarly we can take pi by 2, and we can take pi value, so pi value will be what? Calculate for pi, and this will be giving you 5 again, so you will get this point. Similarly this one also we can check with the calculator, so we are getting these points, and finally we can draw a curve like this one, smoother curve passing through the points, and this will be basically the curve which they are looking for. Hopefully you understood this. This is basically pi, and this is pi by 2, and this value is 5 over here, so this will be the sketch which is required. Now C part, For C part, they are saying by considering the state line y is equal to kx, where k is a constant, state the number of solutions for this equation, basically number of solutions from 0 to pi in each of the following cases when k is equal to -3. Line will be lower than this one, lower than this minimum value of the graph. So k is equal to -3 will be lower than this value, so this will not be intersecting. So we can write zero solutions, and we can write this equation 3 cos of basically 3 cos of 3 cos of 2x plus 2 is equal to kx. K is -3, so -3x, and in this case this will be having zero solutions. Why it will be having zero solutions? Because line will be not intersecting this curve, so line will be lower than this green line which I'm drawing, so it will be lower than this, means no solution. For the second one, k is equal to 1, k is equal to 1 will be which line? K is equal to 1 will be basically it will be um, this will be -1. K is equal to 1 will be intersecting at 2 points, like for example over here this is k is equal to 1, so it will be intersecting at 2 points. So we can write here equation like 3 cos of 2x plus 2 will be equal to 1x or x. So this will be we can write like for example two solutions. So two solutions for this one, and for k is equal to 3, k is equal to 3 will be basically we can find basically the values while replacing k is equal to 1 and solve this one. So for k is equal to 3, we will write this equation 3 cos of 2x plus 2 is equal to 3x, and for x is equal to 0, y will be equal to 0, and for x is equal to pi by 2, y will be equal to 4 minus 7, this will 4.7, and this will be basically one solution. So in this case, it will be one solution. For k is equal to 1, we can write x is equal to 0 and y will be equal to 0. For x is equal to pi by 2, if we take x is equal to pi by 2, y will be equal to 1.6. Y will become 1.6. So this will be one solution, and for the k is equal to -3, x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, and for x is equal to pi by 2, if you check, y will be equal to -4.7, and this will be negative value. -4.7 will be down. Basically, for -4.7, y value will not be intersecting this curve. We are checking for y values. First y value is -4.7, so it is lower than the curve's minimum point, so it will be not intersecting. And this one y is equal to 1.6 will be like in this region, like for example in this region, so it will be intersecting at 2 points. And y is equal to 4.7 will be, y is equal to 4.7 will be having one solution only. So we have written this over here. Then D part is saying functions f, g, and h are defined. These functions are defined. F is given, f of x is given, g of x and h of x are given. Describe fully the sequence of transformation. The maps sequence of transformation, we have to describe fully the sequence of transformation that maps the graph y is equal to f of x onto y is equal to g of x basically. So y is equal to f of x and y is equal to g of x. So f of x is this one, and this is what? This is basically a horizontal stretch by scale factor 1 by 2, and this one is horizontal stretch basically. So this will be horizontal stretch by scale factor 1 by 2, and this will be translation. This one will be translation by mm, basically this will be translation. We will be checking this one basically, this second one, this one we will be checking. So it will be horizontal stretch by a scale factor 1 by 2, and it will be translation also, translation by to the left basically. So it will be 0, and for y value basically it will be changing, so it will be going down by 4 units. So 0 4, so it will be translation by this one. So what we can do, we can write g of x is equal to f of 2x. Now how we identified this? This 2 is basically for horizontal stretch by this factor. Whatever this number, we will write reciprocal of that one. So this shows horizontal stretch by scale factor 1 by 2. And this one, this portion plus 4 shows this is translation by 0 4. So this is done. Now E part, describe fully the sequence of transformation that maps graph y is equal to f of x onto y is equal to h of x. So if we write this one, h of x is equal to what? 2f of x, 2f of x plus pi by 2. 2f of x plus pi by 2 is this one which we have taken. H of x is equal to 2f x plus 1 by 2 uh, pi or pi by 2. Now this portion is representing what? This portion is representing vertical stretch of by scale factor 2. This will be vertical stretch by scale factor 2, and this one, this pi by 2 portion, this one shows translation to left. This will be translation to left by pi by 2. This is basically a translation by pi by 2, and translation we can write basically, we can write translation of translation vector matrix we will have to provide, that will be minus pi by 2 and 0. This will be final answer for this part. So we are done with the paper. Hopefully you understood each and everything. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Also press bell icon so that you will be getting notification for incoming videos. Recommend this channel to your friends and class fellows. Also share the video and introduce this channel to your respected teachers. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Take care. Bye.